Oh, you know what? I'm going to need, Ryan, if you wouldn't. There you go. You got the chat happening. Ryan's the master. Ryan's the ghost in the machine, but he's the friendly ghost. He's not a spectral downbringer. He's Casper. Ryan's Casper, the friendly computer ghost. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an actual live performance of musics. Super Denny's first on the scene. Hey now. Super Denny. Then there's Maddie K. Hey there, fellas. What do you say? We're back in the Orange Room in the US of A. What? Oh. Greetings, Gina Adams. Gina Adams on the scene. Folks, he's going to share. Are you having technology issues? No, you can do it. I think this is going to happen. This is going to happen. He's going to share it. He's going to share it. He's going to share it. Folks, I'm not wearing earphones today because there was some strange malfeasance in my earphones. It was saying, I'd put them on, and every time I put them on, it would say, "Who are you?" And I was like, who's that voice talking to me? I said, "What are you doing here?" And I thought, yeah, I'm going to take these earphones off and hope that that voice that's speaking to me just goes away. And so far, so good. Jimmy Bishop says the UK needs a gig. You know, Jimmy, I am all about that, but the guy, Dudley, is not able to get us gigs before the end of the year in the UK, and then I was going to use another fella, and he couldn't do it either. So, which is unfortunate, because we're going back over to Germany in September, and I was hoping to get some UK gigs around it, but I'm sure we would do quite well there in the UK, but however, we just need somebody to book us. Can you dig it? I'm gonna play some sweet musics for you. You guys ready for some sweet musics? Eastern North Carolina needs a gig. John, we're working on it. Doggone it. We can only do what we can do. And but rest assured, the will and the desire to play anywhere and everywhere is there. However, we just got to connect the damn dots. And that is not an easy game to play, friends. Come to Slovenia. Oh, no, hold on. We're going to come to Slovenia when we can get to Slovenia. I've been to Slovenia. I've had a good time. I played in Ljubljana. Yeah, many times, actually. Several times. And Jimmy Bishop says he saw Mr. Dudley last week at the Jeff Beck tribute show. Well, see, he's got time for that. Oh, and a good cause it was. Jeffrey Beckery. Ha 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 ha. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Andreoni on the bass fiddle. That's Dylan James Kuchenheimer Schmidt on the damn drums. My name, Gregory Stephen Kuchenheimer Schmidt. Back from Europa, where we dealt savage musical blows to individuals in their crowd. They went, ah, ooh, ee, how. And I said, take that for having cold cuts for breakfast. Right? Cold cuts for breakfast. Well, what a delicious treat. I do enjoy the cold cuts for breakfast. But it's the bread, Stephen. It's the bread over there. Doggone it. Well, they say it's the water. I said that to Klaus. I said, Klaus, they say it's the water. He goes, oh. He looked at me as if I was mentally incapacitated. I said, oh, and then he would joke about it. I was like, oh, this bread is so good. Maybe it's the water. I'm like, hey, Klaus, eat shit. How many times have you heard when you had a Philly cheesesteak, they're like, there's nothing like the buns here. We think it's the water. Well, say that to Klaus, and he's going to think that perhaps you were born too soon. Yeah, we got Lake Michigan water. Lord have mercy. Matty K says the Eat a Peach shirt is killer, Dylan. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're fans of the Allman Brothers Band. We got it from the museum. We were there in the museum. We got a private tour. It was awesome. And I played Duane Allman's Les Paul Jr., and it was majestic. And then we saw the pool table that Greg Allman and Cher had. And I looked at it, and I was like, I like this pool table, but I've been seeing some old Cher things from back in the day of, man, that show was sus, okay? I'm going to say old Cher was suspect. Not that I'm judging, but I totally am. And when she's like, oh, hey, it's the Osmonds. Let's sing and dance. Nope. And how about those costumes? Someone said, hey, we got the Osmonds coming on this week. Let's put together a little ensemble that matches with Cher. Bad idea, okay? I want to go back in time and say, hey, I'm a time traveler. I'm going to say this is all a mistake, okay? I wish I'd seen Duane Allman play live too, but alas, I was only 5 years old when he passed. But it still would have been possible. I'd have been the hippest kid on the block. Mom and Dad, I know Sesame Street is cool and all, but there's this band in town called the Allman Brothers Band. Yes, they've got some strange vitamin regimens, and yes, their road manager did stab a man to death for not paying him the $500 owed to them at the end of their performance. That was big money back then, but apparently it had it. Old Twigs. He actually got off for temporary insanity. You know how he got off? We had the best attorney in town who made sure that they didn't have a jury trial. They had a judge-only trial. And then they had Barry Oakley come in, the bass player, and he was extraordinarily wasted while he was on the stand. And they said, have you taken drugs in the last month? He's like, yes. Have you taken drugs in the last week? He's like, yes. Are you on drugs right now? He's like, hell yes. And then he proceeded to nod off, and he said, look, I'm going to make this real easy for you folks. There are 5 more just like me, and this guy's in charge of all of us. And they let him off. Oh, damn, Sam. That was smart. That was smart going. We're going to do a song right now called The Rex Charmer. Did you play that one on this bass? I'll switch. Actually, you know what? Let's play Absinthe first. Let's play Absinthe on this bass, and then we'll switch to the other one. We're going to play a song right now called Absinthe. I wrote this song back in 1998 when I was only 20. Anyway, Absinthe is a great song. It's a minor. You know, I was kind of thinking of Django when I wrote this song. It's kind of got a Django-esque vibe to it. And originally I recorded on an Eric Clapton Stratocaster. I like the way those guitars sound clean before you actually engage that 24, 25 dB boost on there, which turns your amp into a unwilling supplicant. of fuzzy overdrive. But just having that neck pickup on with just that preamp on just a skosh, because it's always on just a little bit. You know, the story is, Steve, if I may be so bold, is that they had a little toggle switch on there to put the preamp on or off, and they said, Eric, he's like, what is that thing on there? And he said, well, you can turn the preamp on or off. He's like, well, you can have that on your guitar, but on my guitar, that will remove it at once. He absolutely did not want a little mini toggle switch on his thing, so they just made it, it's always on. It's just that you can add all that extra stuff in. No, they on his guitar, they just absolutely, so apparently there's like one out there, like a prototype that had it on there. And, but he absolutely did not want an on and off switch. So the preamp is always on, which is actually cool because the clean sound is pretty delicious. Anyway, so when I recorded this particular tune back in the day, I used Clapton Strat on the neck pickup on the clean setting and the TBX circuit, that is correct. Well, the preamp's always on. TBX tone control is another matter. Anyway, so we're gonna play this song, Absinthe, okay? Song called Absinthe. Now, I've never tried absinthe. I quit using any kind of mind-altering substances many, many years ago. But I understand that it will make you cut off your ear if you're not careful. So that song is really kind of a warning that says, absinthe, good tune, bad for your ears. Good for your ears in one way, bad for your ears if ingested with too much verve. Apparently, old Van Gogh he just loved it so. And I am a fan of Van Gogh. I like his picture. Do you watch Ted Lasso at all? Well, you're not missing much, to be honest with you. First season was kind of fun. Second season was like, okay, now I got dragged into this whatever season we're on right now. And I'm watching this show. I'm like, I know I'm supposed to watch this, but I don't know why. Okay? Anyway, so they got a night off in Amsterdam, and one of the coaches said to Ted Lasso, he's like, hey, I got some mushrooms, and he's like, what do they taste like? He's like, they taste awful, but I made some tea, okay? So just drink the tea. And Ted Lasso was kind of wimping out. He's like, nah, I don't think so. I'm like, you pussy. Just drink the damn tea and trip in frickin' wherever you're at, Amsterdam. So the other guys take the tea, and they're out doing their thing, and all of a sudden Ted Lasso's like sitting in his room and looking over at the tea, which looks like shit water, if we're honest. It's this brown, I could see why he was nervous. But, sometimes you just got to say, hey, I'm in Amsterdam. Let's drink the shit tea and trip, right? So he decides to do it. So he gulps it down, and he goes out, and he goes to the Van Gogh Museum, and he's tripping as he's looking at Van Gogh. It's like, you don't even need to be tripping to look at the Van Gogh stuff and go, I'm on a trip right now. And then he goes to this other place, he goes to this restaurant, and he thinks he's tripping, and he has this thought about this exotic soccer play. He thinks he's found the idea that he'd never had unless he was tripping. Anyway, so he writes this thing down and so on and so forth. Goes in the next day, and his buddy informs him that it was a dud batch, and that he wasn't tripping at all. Like, see, you don't need to trip with Van Gogh. You just look at it, and you're already on the trip. But anyway, so it was a placebo. Exactly, he was on a placebo trip. Ted Lasso. Anyways, that episode was just. And then the one gal fell in the one of the canals, and she ends up with this dude. And I'm telling you what, Ted Lasso. What the hell? It's like you started the episode, they're all like sitting around, let's just go with the flow and just write whatever. Kind of like these broadcasts, but I'm not being paid millions of dollars to riff on a television program with a guy who's dyeing his hair. And what's with that mustache, Ted Lasso? I'm not feeling it. It's like, hey, you look like a mistaken porn star. You know what I'm saying? What do you think out there? Who are Ted Lasso fans? Are you Ted Lasso fans out there? We're talking about Discord with Sassy Cat. Well, I'm kind of talking about Discord with Ted Lasso. Power Chord says tripping at Van Gogh is kind of sixth dimension. All right, I like it. Okay, I like what we've done. Shroom tea, shroom tea, shroom tea, shroom tea. Must ask you a question. Nice, Dennis Charles. All right, okay. Never heard of Ted Lasso. As I said, first season you're like, okay. Second season you're like, eh. Now this season, I'm wondering why. I'm just wondering why I got involved with it. Anyway, that was a long way around, but I'm glad we went there. Okay, we're gonna do a little song right now called Rex Charmer. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Charmer, ladies and gentlemen, the Rex Charmer, a former property of Mr. Cudahy and his lovely wife, Deirdre. Crazy how it all ties together. Steve plays in a band with a gentleman by the name of Mike Cudahy, whose wife, Deirdre, owned the Rex Charmer, where I would stay out in beautiful Louisville, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Radokalu. Nicholas Stein asks a very important question. Why does Dylan have his phone on his snare? Because it is the greatest of all the snare mutes. You can try a sponge with some kind of adhesive, but lo and damn behold, you put a cell phone on there and it tames that sun gun right on down. What kind of Martin is that? Well, Joel, let me tell you a little story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. I don't know what that has to do with a damn thing. But this is a Martin 000 and 28. A 000-28. That means it's got sweet, sweet rosewood back and sides, a fine spruce top, and shorter scale than the OMs so that I can wiggle them strings with more abandon. It also has a little throatier tone, I find. But that's just me. Canadian bacon nips, what did I just look in on? 00018 would be a welcome beast because that would have a mahogany back and sides, which would probably take the beating I administer a little bit better. But I do like the sound of the rosewood as well. Come back to Briar House. We will do our best, Guillermo. We're hoping to get back there at some point in time. Great sound. What kind of strings? Jeff, I have no idea what kind of strings are on. No, that's not true. I'm using those Diodario. These right here. The XS. Phosphor bronze. Maximum life and smooth feel. That's what I told my wife when we got engaged. This bold stallion you're marrying has maximum life and a smooth feel. So far, I've delivered on my promise. 12 to 53. What kind of bass is that? Asked Lara. It's a BC16E. Damn, that's a lot of letters and numbers. Jeffrey asks, are we plugged in direct or pedal? Actually, a little bit of both. We've got, I'm going to go. Are you ready? Are you ready for Sneakerfoot's going to engage floor cam? You hear that shit? The one on the left is what Steve's going through. That's the Fishman Platinum preamp. Delicious analog preamp technology. And he's going direct with that bad boy. We're actually going out of that. I'm actually going direct out of the Aura. I've got it on the image of a orchestra model, which is what this guitar is. I like to use the number 7 image. Because 7's a lucky number. Actually, I just like that sound. And I've got about that little knob right there, as Sneakerfoot dictates. Sneakerfoot in the house, coming on strong. That's right, Sneakerfoot. Deal with it. That is, I've got about 11 o'clock's worth of image mixed in with my just straight guitar signal. I also have the compressor on about 10 o'clock to just give me a little something, something. A little something, something, something. And yeah, turn down the contrast. What are you talking about? You know, what are we doing here? Are we making a movie? I'm doing what I can with the Sneakerfoot. And so I'm coming out of these things, and we're going into a Loudbox performer back here, and we're also using a Fishman SA300, which is what Dylan's listening to in the other room. Look, I can get up close cam. Look at that. Our guitars are friends. They're both Martins. Martin friends. Hello, guitar friends. Look, I got Howlin' Wolf going, I like them Martins. I like them Martin guitars. That's what the Wolf would say if he was around. The Wood Whisperer. That's right, Mr. McBradster. Mr. McBradster, come on strong. Mr. McBradster. Mr. McBradster. We are live again, Robert Davis. How live does it get when you ask if we're live and then I say your name saying we are indeed live? But sometime in the not too distant future, this will be a rerun and then that won't be live. But that's all right. That's how we do. It was at one time live. Rich Moran says, is this live or what the fruck? What the fruck? Tell me what's happening. What the fruck? Tell me what's happening. What the fruck? Tell me what's happening. What the fruck? Tell me. Why should you want to know you are getting free entertainment? Who cares if it's live or dead? Sorry. Wow, I got out of control there for a minute. Little Jesus Christ Superstar for the kids. That was not a placebo. No. Oh, wow. A lot of entertainment today here on the kids show. Do we need a shuffle? McBradster, we always need a shuffle. Let's do the Vody Shuffle. I like it. Vody Shuffle's hard to play, but you know what? I'm not afraid. You know why? Because I wrote it. And I can write hard stuff as long as I can play it. See you in Memphis. Yeah, come on down to me. We're going back on the road this Friday. We're in Warrenton, Missouri, which is just west of St. Louis at a delicious theater. We'll be there on Friday. Saturday, we're going to be down in Evansville, Indiana, one of my favorite places, Mojo's Boneyard. Their food portions are massive. Steve, I got to tell you. Their food portions are massive. I'm like, hey, I'll take a grilled chicken sandwich. And they bring out like 4 chickens on toast on a whole roll of bread. A whole loaf of bread. I'll take 4 or 5 chickens and a Coke. That's what you're basically saying when you order the chicken sandwich. And but damn, it's delicious. And then there's also a little deli tray. So you can make yourself like a pre-gig Sam's. You eat that, and then a little treat, and then they bring you along. Then you order something from the menu, and they bring it to you in your room, and you're like, now I got to go play. And then we play for the sweet people of Evansville. And then the next night, we're going to be in Memphis at Hernando's Hideaway. We're going to be in Memphis, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen. Tell everyone you know in Memphis. Say, call up Elvis's ghost. Say, King, listen, bro, there's a band coming to town that's going to rise you from the dead. So you can get back on that stage and say, I'm caught in a trap. I can't walk out. Cause I like to pound the gristle, baby. That's what he's going to say. I want to pound the damn gristle. And I'm caught in a trap. I can't walk out. I like to pound the gristle, baby, yeah. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? Oh. All right, enough of that. We can't besmirch the good name of the king. We can't besmirch the good name of the king. What's in that coffee? Well, mushroom tea is in that coffee. Right now, you all look like Aztec temples to me. I'm seeing strange things as a result of my contact buzz thanks to, what's his face? Lasso, Ted's Lasso. Anyway, the little king there for you. So Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets. What's up with that? Michael, let me tell you a little story. I have run out of cares to give about Aaron Rodgers and his activities. You know, we got a Super Bowl out of him. You know, we grew up in the 70s when the Packers were the worst. The glory years, I was making green and gold in my damn diapers. I didn't know anything about. We had to live vicariously through old books about Bart Starr and Forrest Gregg and the gang, and Jerry Kramer and Fuzzy Thurston, Max McGee, you know, the gang. And then we got a little bit of glimmer of hope with the Magic Man. Remember that guy? Magikowski? He was a charlatan. And then it comes Brett Favre, a man whose name doesn't sound the way it spells. And he weaved his magic for a while, and we got a good Super Bowl out of him. I played at the Brett Favre show. Did I tell you that story? I had some good Brett Favre stories and family Favre. He was out holding on to my shoulders, singing, Crossroads, sing a song for. And then he just stopped singing and just start lurching. And I'm like, at first I was like, wow, MVP backer hanging on me, singing songs. And I'm like, get this mutant off of me. He's sweating on me and he can't remember the words. And then it would come down to the front part of the song again. Crossroads, sing a song for. And then he'd just stop and kind of nod out again, using me as a brace. And so I got over it. Anyway. What were we talking about? We were talking about the Packers. Yeah, we're over it, as I just exemplified. Okay. We got more songs, I think. Elvis singing Nubby. Oh, that challenge accepted. I have no idea how this is going to go, but that's what's fun about it. Well, now, nobody must have been a harder man. More Johnny Cash. They've been taking his stuff out day and night. That's right. Ever since he went away. But I forgot the words. That's what I get for being a wise ass. Ever since he went away. Remember that other verse, because that was a good verse. Well, a clown car house it must have been. I got no idea how we fit it all in. Now they're taking it all away. Well, a rusty pickup and a U-Haul truck. They could have brought 10 semis and it wouldn't have been enough to haul that shit away. Well, rusty pickup, and I got the words wrong again. They could have brought 10 semis and it wouldn't have been enough again to haul that crap away. Well, now the kids and the cousins and the grandkids too. Well, there's enough for them and enough for you, my friend. Come and haul this detritus away. That's right. This is the best version ever. You know, Nubby had the cleanest sidewalk in town. Now he and his broom are nowhere to be found. He's moved on to higher ground. Wow. It's not like I didn't sing that song every night when we were in Europe. Every night. You know what? Sometimes transatlantic flights will take some brain cells and go, guess what? Those are gone. The Aaron Rodgers blues. That's exactly right. Aaron Rodgers. Hey, that's too bad. Hey guys, love the show at Cactus Jackson, Phoenix. Got to see Eric Johnson 2 weeks later. Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah, well, thank you for coming out, Robert. We'll be back. We'll be back to Phoenix at some time in the not too distant future. We shall return. We shall return to the Pahonix area. We shall return. A rusty pickup and a U-Haul truck. They could have brought 10 semis and it would have been enough. That's the Whitman version. So many different personalities come through Nubby. Nubby brought it home. I took a bam, back a lumba, gumba, like down, bound, I took a lamb, down, lumba, dooba, lap bound down. Take that, listeners. Take that, sassy business. That's a little song called Lowell-esque. Lowell-esque. Sassy Cat, did you get a Ron Thorne guitar? You got a Ron Thorne. Ron Thorne. Ron Thorne is the man. He makes guitars I can understand. Ron Thorne. Ron Thorne. He came out to see us when we were in Los Angeles. He always comes out. He's a good lad. When we were in Los Angeles, he came out to experience the power of rock. The power of rock. The power of rock. The power of rock. Folks, he came out to experience the power of rock. He wasn't afraid. Which Ron Thorne did you get? Did you get one of his funky, cool, the design, what is it called? The High Plains Drifter or some doggone thing? All of his guitars are magnificent, but he's got that one that Wildwood has, those special ones. And I can't remember the name of it, that model that he came up with. Sassy got that one. Oh, the High Country Special. Oh, Shostakovich. That's a cool guitar. I call it the High Plains Drifter. You call it the High Country Special. I call it the High Plains Drifter. You know why? It's going to shoot you right in your musical brain. But it's a benevolent way to go. You say to yourself, I'm so glad I was wounded by this benevolent acts of the night and of the High Plains. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to process. The very type I demoed just a few weeks ago. Sassy Cat, you're a rascal. Congratulations on that bold weapon. I love those guitars. I love those guitars. Run through. Wow. I'm really expressing myself with great vehemence today. Feeling good about it, too. I got kind of an empty stomach. I'm kind of hallucinating a little bit. It's almost like I took the Ted Lasso tea. Right now, you all look like little Martians to me. And I'm kind of digging it. Island music up in Nina, island music. Up in island music. Nina up there in the Paper Valley. Up there in the Paper Valley. Okay. I like it. Folks, we're coming to the close of our session today. We're getting close. It's been fun to be back here in the Room of Orange. You know, they're still working on, they're still not done with our new Orange Room that's going to be somewhere on the facility, somewhere on the property. It's a vast, so vast is the property. You can hardly see it from here. And it's being done with loving care. I think that's what's taking so long. It's going to be done just so specifically correct yeah. Isla Rose, we could do Isla Rose, Matty K. We certainly can. Super Denny says, you've done a great deal of new vids for Wildwood. Actually, I did a bunch, and then we went on the road, and I haven't been out there. I'm going out there again in May. Can we hear some Joe Walsh? We don't have that one locked and loaded with this particular crew. Although I do enjoy a little bit of Funk 49. Natalie Alagna says, hi, Steve. So happy to hear you play again. That's your aunt?
Yes.
Wow. Aunt Natalie, Aunt Natalie, Aunt Natalie, Aunt Natalie, Aunt Natalie, Aunt Natalie. Wow. Take that, Aunt Natalie. We're going to do a little song right now called Isla Rose. And this one's a hard one to play. But then again, it's mine, so I can play it. But it is hard. I want to tell you that right now. Steve, it's a hard one. It's so freaking hard.
Are there any words?
There are. Well, there could be.
Better not.
There could be words. That's the hard part. Bent the string behind the nut on the acoustic guitar. That's never been done by me before, and I suffered accordingly. Friends, thanks so much for tuning into our show today. We had a magnificent time playing sweet musics for you, the people. We played sweet musics for the people. I don't even know what we're doing. Folks, we thank you so much for tuning in to our musical activities today here in Orange Room. It has been a while. We've been out lurking the countryside for prey. And we found some and ate it raw, and then we got sick, so that's why we weren't here. So be sure, if you're out hunting for prey, you better cook that. You better cook it up, because there's pathogens and pestilence lurking in domestic prey around here, in this environment. Gotta be careful. So Mekong Monday, that's a good question, Mr. McBradster. You know, we had Mekong twice last week. I got home from Europa, and I thought, I need some Mekong. And then we did it again. We had multiple Mekongs. You thinking about it? You thinking about bringing Mekong home tonight? It's so damn good, so damn tasty. I might have to have Mekong again. That was so damn delicious. We found some new items on there, some things lurking on the menu that we had not experienced before. All right, folks, thank you for tuning in. Have a pleasant remainder. And you know what? If you haven't subscribed yet I always forget this, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, just click subscribe and for the notifications. And then also got 2 brand new records out, Orange Ruminations and Sweet Gristle. And so subscribe to those conduits of Gristle. on Spotify and stuff. Just sign up, because that's the metric that people judge you by now. How many of this and how many is of that? Can't you just listen to the music and like it? What are you going to do? Tacos from Chilongo. Oh, that's not a bad idea either, Michael Burrell. But my wife, she's not a fan of the Chilongs. That depresses me. So I'm like, let's go get some Chilongs. She's like, no. She likes Chucho's red taco. Have you been to Chucho's? It's pretty good. It's a bit of a drive. It's down the set. It's off of College Avenue. See, it's down there on the south side there one time. But it is excellent. They have the Beria tacos. You dip it in that gruel. Yeah, it's good. I ain't saying it's not good. It's good. I like food. I'm getting hungry now, folks. I got to go, okay? So take it easy. Steve Andreoni on the bass. And Natalie, that's your boy. That's my boy back there on the drums. That's Dylan James Kuchenheimer-Schmidt. And I'm your friend, Gregory Stephen Kuchenheimer-Schmidt, here for your listening and dining pleasure. And we'd like to wish you all a pleasant remainder of your evening. And we will see you soon. Can you dig it?